scientists. The female hyenas govern the clans, led by all-powerful matriarchs. Neighboring clans are sworn enemies, and territorial trespassers are often viciously attacked. This story begins in Zambia, in the Luo Plain National Park, where spotted hyenas reign as the top predators. In the heart of the park is a thriving hyena clan. The clan's leader, the matriarch, lures her youngest cub from a burrow. It's a tiny female named Nasanta, and today the little cub meets her clan for the first time. For 2 weeks, the newborn lay hidden in a burrow away from this main den, but now she is old enough to join the clan. Nasanta raises her leg in the typical hyena greeting, allowing her clanmates to identify her distinctive scent. The clan will recognize her by this smell, and she in turn must learn to recognize theirs. It's an important learning curve, since each hyena has its own rank, and Nasanta needs to know who's who as she finds her place in the clan. Fortunately, when it comes to rank, Nasanta has a head start. She and her twin sister get more than just milk from their mother. As cubs, they also inherit her superior status. As the matriarch, their mother ranks highest in the clan, and enjoys the support and protection of all of the clan's dominant females. Nobody dares to confront her, or her cubs. But not all hyenas live such charmed lives. 4 kilometers to the southwest is another clan, Nasanta's clan's greatest rival. This clan abounds with cubs. Most are the offspring of the high-ranking females, but one among them is different. His name is Twambo, and he is the son of a low-ranking female. Like Nasanta, Twambo inherits his mother's rank, but this time, it's not a blessing. Low-ranking hyenas are often bullied by the clan, and with his mother's rank, Twambo will be a target. His mother will care for him, but she won't dare to defend him from the more dominant females, or their cubs. Behind her lies Twambo's father. He's the alpha male, the top-ranking male in the clan. But all spotted hyena males are subordinate to the females. He ranks even lower than Twambo's mother. Twambo will get little support from his low-ranking parents. He'll have to face his clanmates alone. But for now, it's all good fun. At only a few weeks old, the cubs are more concerned with play than rank. For Twambo, the worst is yet to come. Twambo and Nasanta's home on the Luo Plain has a catastrophic history. For more than 100 years, the Lozi people have lived in the Luo Plain National Park amongst the wildlife, conserving and protecting it by order of the Lozi King. But a decade ago, around the turn of the 21st century, everything changed. A scourge of poachers invaded Luo Plain. Weapons streamed in from war-torn Angola, and a massacre was unleashed. Lions were targeted for their valuable skins, the herds for their meat. Death swept across the plains. Thousands were slaughtered. Lua's wildlife populations were devastated. By 2003, the hyena's gravest enemies, lions, were all but obliterated. Only one known lioness survived, probably the last of her species in the region. But the poachers spared the spotted hyena. With its blotchy coat, it made a poor trophy, and its meat was worthless as food. With the threat of lions eliminated, the spotted hyena came to dominate the Lua plain. But life in Lua today still has its challenges. The last weeks of the dry season are excruciatingly hot. The landscape distorts behind a haze of heat. But today, Twambo's mother senses a change. A wind has picked up, carrying with it the promise of relief. A storm approaches. The wildebeest bulls revel in the anticipation of rain. But this storm harbors a deadly threat. Fire. Flames tear through the dry grassland at terrifying speed, heading straight for Twambo and Nasanta's dens. The cubs are too small to outrun the blaze. If the fire reaches the den, they could suffocate in the heat and smoke. A new dawn brings the dying flames of the inferno. The blaze scorched the land around Nasanta's den before the wind turned it away. The cubs are safe, but they look out on a desolate landscape. As the last embers burn to dust, the promised rain arrives at last. The cool downpour provides long-awaited relief from the heat, and brings about a spectacular phenomenon on the plain. A few days after the fire, a carpet of pink lilies sprouts across the plains. Triggered by chemicals in the smoke from the fire, the beautiful bloom lasts only a few weeks. In the meantime, Nasanta's mother, the matriarch, needs to find food. The matriarch heads north, where the first herds of the migration begin to gather, leaving young Nasanta untended at the den. Spotted hyena milk is so rich that Nasanta can survive without suckling for days at a time. Distance as the bull quietly dies, not willing to provoke a conflict while the lioness remains nearby. The circling silhouettes of the vultures can be seen from far and wide, guiding the matriarch's clanmates to the kill. In the darkness, the hyenas feast at last. At daybreak, Nasanta's mother and her clanmates return to their den. The matriarch rouses the cubs. Nasanta is larger now, and lighter fur marks her face and neck. The adults have returned with meat, a rare luxury for hyena cubs. It's the highest-ranking cubs that commandeer the scrap. Nasanta is last to the feast, but she fights for her share. The other top-ranking cubs are stiff competition, and they won't let lower-ranking cubs anywhere near this scrap. As an adult, Nasanta will have to contend with highly competitive clanmates at kills. She must learn to eat fast or lose out, since a clan can reduce a carcass to scraps in less than 20 minutes. She will still suckle her mother's rich milk for about a year, but this new taste for meat is the beginning of Nasanta's transformation into a deadly and efficient predator. The Lua Plain is undergoing an extraordinary metamorphosis. In the coming days, the rains fall in an almost continuous deluge, the beginning of an annual flood that will cover much of the plains in water. Dusty depressions become waterlogged marshes, and life floods into the plains. At last, the migration arrives. Just in time for the bountiful wet season, over 35,000 wildebeest descend on the plains, the culmination of the second largest wildebeest migration on Earth. Most of the cows are pregnant, and in the next few weeks, all of them will give birth. The calves make easy prey, but the sheer number of them ensures that many will survive to adulthood. For the hyenas, the time of plenty has begun. Meanwhile, at the den to the north, Nasanta is finding her place in the clan. She marks the grass around the den with a distinctive scented paste from glands beneath her tail. The adults use this pasting to mark their territory. For Nasanta, it's part of the process of establishing her